There's Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by Unbeaten middleweight Hamzah Sheeraz, Unbeaten middleweight and Frank Warren, Queensbury Promotions team captain. I can't see an armband though. What do you get as this captain? What do you get?
I don't know, but hopefully a little increase in my purse.
If you win.
Yeah, if I win, exactly. But no, it's good. It's good. No added pressure. I've been designated that role to kind of lead the team and whatnot, so that's what I've got to do.
I mean, the captain, if they win, gets the extra points. You get double points, right? So what does that say about Frank Warren's feeling about you, that you're the captain he's chosen?
Got a lot of faith in me. But I've been saying this in all my interviews today. I kind of am cherishing this whole moment because, listen, Frank and Andy, they picked me up when no one wanted me when I was an amateur. I didn't have a great amateur career and whatnot. So this is my chance now to kind of say to Frank, listen, you picked the right kid. And, my chance to give back.
Do you think this maybe means even more to Andy Ayling than it does to Frank?
It could do. He's been a great manager to me. He's been a great manager. Like, I know a lot of fighters, they say that in their careers that my man, like they had a good relationship, but I can genuinely say hand on heart that he's done everything he can for me as well. So I'm honoured and blessed to have people like that around me.
And you've got a team, obviously. How in your mind is the team element of it? Because boxing's famously an individual sport. A lot of kids say they go to it because they didn't get on well in team sports. How do you feel about the team element of it?
It's good. I didn't really understand it until yesterday when we was in the changing room before the press conference, and it was all of me, Willie, Nick, Big Zhang, Dubois. It was good. It was a good feeling. It was all there, cracking laughs, having a joke. And then I kind of had to reevaluate the situation a little bit, thinking, all right, cool. As much as it is an individual thing, we got to go in there and understand that we're doing it for each other, we're doing it for Queensbury Promotions, and we're doing it for Frank Warren.
Now, before we get into your fight specifically, out of all your teammates' fights, who do you have the most faith in?
You know, I've got faith in all of them. I've got faith in all of them, as I would do. But I think I'll give Nick Ball that extra edge, and the reason being is because I don't think he's going to let this fight go to the judges after what happened last time in Saudi. I think he's going to put them extra miles in camp or running on the roads and extra rounds on the bag, extra rounds in sparring. He's going to turn up and he's going to really rip it away from the other fella.
You've got to check up on them, haven't you? So make sure they're doing their runs and their diet.
Do a FaceTime call every Sunday or something with a whole WhatsApp group. But no, I won't be doing that. I'll just... if listen fight and I just crack on with them and just listen. They know what they're doing as well. Do you know what I mean? They know what they're doing and they're no fools. But yeah, I think it's just about having that leader kind of esque to it. And like I said, I'm enjoying it.
And we know Frank and Eddie are on good terms now, but there is this long history between the families, promotional rivals, partners at one point, as Frank pointed out at the press conference with Barry. How much do you know about that? How much have they made an effort to educate you about what's gone on before you turned pro?
I didn't really know much. All I know is that it's the rival promoter. That's all I know, and I think that's all I need to know, to be fair. But yeah, this whole event, sorry, not the fight, the whole event is almost like, it is bragging rights, right? It is bragging rights, and the winner can just rub it in the other promoter's face, to say the least. And it kind of gives us as a team, as a Queensbury team, that extra added motivation. Not that we need it, to go in there, not just win, but do a job on these guys.
Now, a little bird tells me, even though I was overhearing one of your other interviews, that you went for dinner with Artur Beterbiev last night.
It wasn't.
Yeah, you took him out for dinner. You picked him up. You were at a dinner. You sat together. What was that like?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I was saying earlier, I sat with him for about 2 hours. Only got 4 words out of him. But,
what were the 4 words?
It was just like, yes, no, yes. But it was like, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. And he was with his friend, and he was kind of translating and whatnot. So it was good, man. It was good. Especially someone who I look up to. You know what I mean? Who I've always looked up to. And it's a little bit surreal when you're sitting in front of him, having dinner with him. And yeah, no, it's good. And even to be on the same card as well. So yeah, I'm honoured. Any
kind of words of wisdom? I know you said you only got a few words out of him, but through the translator and that, any words of wisdom that you could share?
It was more me just picking his brains. So I'd ask him questions, how long he goes to countries before fights, how much rounds of sparring he does, etc., etc. Just picking his brains and just to see if anything he says I could implement in my camp to make me a better fighter overall.
Was there anything that he gave back that you could use? Anything that sticks out?
Just I think they go, in regards of going to Saudi, I think they go about 3 weeks beforehand. And we was planning to go a little bit later. But I think now we might be going early. I might go Dubai for 2 weeks and then do 1 week in Saudi. But we'll see how it goes.
And you say you're a big admirer of him. Do you fancy him to get the job done against Dimitri Bivol?
It's not an easy ask, but I do fancy him. If I had to put my house on anyone, I'll put my house on him. I fancy him to get it done, but it's going to be a hard fight because, like I was saying earlier, they do everything as good as each other. And it's as simple as that. And especially a fight of that level, that magnitude, it's all about what's happening up here. It's all about what's happening up here. And I suppose we'll see what happens fight night.
Why have you guys decided to train over here in England for this one? Is it just a shorter journey to Saudi?
It's first one is the time difference. If I was in LA, I would have had it adjust to an 18-hour time difference, which is nuts. 16 or 18, whatever it is. And then the constant traveling. Like a few weeks ago, we had to go to Bulgaria, and then now we're here. So I would have had to do about 40 hours of traveling, which would have been crazy, very detrimental to my camp as well. So we sat down with the team and said, right, we'll do a camp over in... I don't know how Preston got about. I don't know. I think that's down to Taz, but no complaints. Don't know anyone there. Didn't know anyone there. Training at a good gym there, and they're really looking after us as well. Anything we need, it's there, and yeah, I can't complain.
How easy or otherwise will it be to get adequate sparring for Amo Williams? He's got quite a specific style.
No, we've been getting good sparring. I've got one southpaw, McCallum. I think his name Mark McCallum. He's giving me great rounds. And a fight like this magnitude, you can't afford no injuries. So sparring has to be down to a T. You can't have anyone who's going in there trying to prove a point, but you almost need someone in there who you can work with and you can practice certain things with, and that's exactly what we've been doing.
Is that something you've always had, that philosophy, or the recent stuff with Tyson Fury obviously getting cut, has that kind of underlined it?
Yeah, no, we've always had that philosophy. Don't get it twisted. We do have a few hard spars in camps to make sure the lungs are there and your energy is there and whatnot. But once you start stepping up the levels, you can't afford any injuries, and you can't afford any silly things to happen.
Preston going well. Ricky Funes has come over. What's he making of Preston?
He's all right. I did say to him, it might be a bit of a culture shock when you come. But he's done camps in Big Bear, so it's kind of the same element. He goes, it's the same, like there's no neighbours, there's no nothing like that. You wake up, you see sheep and cows and chickens and quails. And
chasing the chickens?
No, none of that rocky stuff. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's what you need to, what I need as a fighter. Every fighter's got their individual needs, but me, I need to be away from everyone and just be with my coaches and my management team.
This is likely to be a WBC eliminator. Is Amo Williams the sort of level of fighter you would have looked at regardless of the 5 versus 5?
Yeah, of course. I think so, yeah. He does everything well. He's a great fighter, strong, got the American market behind him. And a win like this gets me out there. It gets me out there. It's almost like a coming out party. But yeah, June the 1st, I'm more than confident I'll have and do what it takes to get the win.
And then where does that put you on the world scene? We don't know if it's an eliminator, final, eliminator, whatever, but would you think world title shot next? It's been talked about before.
I don't see why not. But in order for that to happen, we've got to win June the 1st. So whatever way Frank and Andy choose for me to go, we'll go that way.
There was talk not too long ago of you challenging Janibek. How close was that?
It wasn't close. It was a few years ago, and I think it was just an offer or something like that. And at the time, the team didn't feel I was ready, and it is what it is. But yeah, I see myself fighting him very soon.
Now you see where you are now and how much you've progressed under Ricky and at middleweight. Do you kind of agree now that you weren't ready then, but you are now?
At the time, I was like, no, let's take the fight. It's a world title fight. But every fighter has that naive mentality, and now I look back, I probably wasn't ready. But yeah, anything now moving forwards, I'm more than ready for.
Who do you want? Who's the marquee fight for you at 160?
I think for me, it's not even a world title. It'd be Chris Eubank Jr. It's not even a world title fight. I think that's the name. But June the 1st for now. I don't want to get ahead of myself. This is like, there's a lot more at stake for this. So, so yeah, all eyes on June the 1st.
Have you ever heard anything back from the Eubank Jr. team about that fight?
Nothing. No, nothing. I think if you look at it from his perspective, it's kind of, unless he's getting silly money for it, it's more risk and reward for him, which makes sense. I understand. I need to build up my fan base as well. But I think after this fight, God willing, inshallah, I'll get the job done, get it done in good fashion. Then there's no excuses.
How do you expect this fight to end?
Hamzah Sheeraz win. Hamzah Sheeraz, like a knockout would be spectacular. 4 points on the board as well. But a win regardless. Points, whatever it is, a win.
What's your overall prediction for the team scores?
5-0. You know I was going to say 5-0. But great fights, fireworks, and overall a day that will be remembered in boxing history.
Any message for opposite number over at Matchroom?
Just be ready. All you boys have a good camp, and may the best boys win.
Brilliant. Cheers, Hamzah. Appreciate it.